Once upon a time, Satan said, "Sequels are always better than the original they're based off of." He was right exactly one time. Moana 2 was not that time. Sequels are already fighting an uphill battle. They have to justify their existence since the entire idea of a sequel is just saying, no, that first film, it didn't do a good enough job telling the whole story, and here's why I can do better. And then it proceeds to basically just be the first one, just a little different and usually worse. That's actually the most accurate description I can think of for Moana 2. It's just the first one, a little bit different, but worse. Conceptually, sure, there was always more places I wanted to see in the Moana world, and Moana 2 was basically Disney trying to convince us to pay money to see them explored, which obviously worked, because like, what else am I gonna go see? Craven the Hunter? Red 1? Now I know I'm being a little evil rat bastard and all the Disney adults are seeing Red right now, but honestly guys, it wasn't the worst either. One thing that really stood out to me was the art. Somehow it seemed actually better than the first. The art, the shots, the lighting. I just said the art. Oh! The set pieces, and especially some of the more meaningful moments in the film, were more personal feeling. It gave more of a sense of identity than the first. The art direction, it understood the personality of the film better, and so it gave it more of a slightly unique look and feel than it had before. It wasn't something extremely noticeable, but it did stand out to me. The plot stood out too, but not in a great way. Moana's arc in this movie feels very counter to her arc in the first movie. She was such a badass in the first one, and almost every plot point reflected people underestimating her and then her just showing them up. But this movie has a problem, since the first one, she already proved everyone wrong, and now everyone supports her and has her back. And in this one, for some reason, she just like randomly starts doubting herself. There's probably a good idea buried in that, but it wasn't really sought out. And the biggest thing that kind of points this out is that there's not actually an antagonist, like at all. They talk about this one guy, but he literally never shows up, so it's just kind of them doing stuff with not a ton of opposition. There's not really a thematic premise to this movie. I mean, technically there is, but it's so weak that there was not actually any room for a single antagonist to appear. Anyways, back to evil mode. Kill the chicken. I hate this thing so much. It's so loud and obnoxious, and I hate it. Why is it in like every scene? Why does it scream anytime anything slightly tense happens? You're supposed to break tension occasionally with comedy, not consistently with a fucking air siren. This thing sucks. They use it way more in this one than the first movie, and it just gets on my nerves. And speaking of getting on my nerves, let's actually talk about the side characters who don't do anything to further the plot, and they just kind of act like they never know what's happening. Or Maui's newfound power to break the fourth wall every like few minutes. Moana 2 is just full of little annoyances like that. And besides the art, there aren't many new achievements. It's sad that this is the new direction that Disney is going, and I really hope the franchise can find some better writers, since a lot of the other parts of the movie do kind of seem well put together. I give Moana 2 a 4 out of 10. It's just slightly worse than your average movie.
Oh shit, I forgot to talk about the music. Well, well actually that should that should tell you everything you need to know about the music. It's forgettable. I don't know. It did not stand out like the first one. Uh okay, bye now.